Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P, Joe P. Zapia. That, of course, is Scott Bogman, and it's you, and it's Monday night, so all of our rowdy friends are here and watching. Yes, I miss those days. I miss all my rowdy friends are on for Monday night. Those are
Are they
good
doing a
times.
new anthem today?
I think, are they? Is it a new one? Is that what's happening? I don't know.
I thought I saw someone tweet that out, but I wasn't sure if it was sarcastic or
I hope so.
I don't pay attention enough.
I like the Sunday night anthem, but for different reasons. But
Yes.
anyway, we're going to continue to talk about Monday Night Football here tonight. We've got not one, but two games here on the slate this evening. The first, of course, New Orleans and Carolina. And then, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers try to bounce back against the Cleveland Browns. Some in-division matchups. I know a lot going on here, but this is nice to get the Monday game. See, this is what's happened, now that there's no there's the Writers Guild is on strike. Everyone's on strike. Actors can't work right now. Nobody's working. It's just going to be football every Monday night. They're going to throw 8 games on here, Boggs. How do you feel about that?
This is your soap opera right here. I love it. I love that. Look, complete opposite take of what I have for Thursday Night Football. I love guys getting an extra day of rest and all that good stuff. So put more games on Monday night. I'm fine by that. You lose one day of rest to Sunday the following week. That's okay with me. Much better than losing 3. So I like the dual Monday.
The Thursday game got fun in the second half. It did get entertaining. Got my Hawkinson touchdown. Got my Hawkinson touchdown. Got my Hawkinson over. I also got the Vikings cover because I bet it early in the week before the line moved. Huzzah!
Yeah, I missed
times.
Hook.
So back on track. Joey P's back on track. That's okay. Bogman's still kicking my butt already on the year. But let's get to these games. Before we do, just a reminder, we got some cool stuff that we're giving out for free. So here you go. All right, everybody, it's that time again here at Betting Pros. Time to give away some free stuff. And this time, we're giving away a James Cook autographed jersey. That's right. This jersey can be yours. And all you have to do is subscribe to our Betting Pros YouTube channel. That sounds pretty easy. Oh, wait, and drop a comment below. That sounds easy, too. So subscribe, drop a comment below, and you just might win this autographed jersey thanks to us here at Betting Pros. And don't forget to click that little bell till it goes ding so you know if you're the big winner. There you have it, everybody. That James Cook jersey is not going to give away itself, and we want to give it to you. All right, everybody, time to go back to the action. Okay, here we are. We are at the New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers, as you can see here. The spread right now, you got 3 points on the Carolina side. They are at home. They are underdogs. You get even money at Caesars, minus 3.5 on Betting Pros at Sugar House. The number is 39.5 pretty much anywhere. So you can see that minus 110 over at DK and at FanDuel. If you like the Carolina Panthers to win outright at plus 150, and I don't, then obviously this is an opportunity for you to bet that. But Boggs, I am not feeling Carolina at home. I know everyone's excited for Bryce Young and all of that good stuff, but I think New Orleans is just a flat out better personnel football team. And at the end of the day, the question is that 3.5 safe? I think that's the big question for everybody. What are your thoughts on this game? 1 of 2 tonight.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I don't particularly love this game. It's not my favorite to bet. I'd rather bet the other one, although I'm not doing that for luck reasons. You know that well. You know that, Joe.
Yes, I do.
I think the Saints are the better team here. I got this at 3, but I think 3.5 is okay as well. I want the Saints on the road against a rookie quarterback in his first start at home. Like you said, personnel is not great. They have some offensive line issues. Brady Christensen went down as well. So there's just not a lot of continuity yet for Carolina. So I'm going to take New Orleans right now, but I'm not going to be surprised if Bryce Young looks better. 2 big mistakes in the last game that led to those Jesse Bates picks were pretty egregious. So if he can clean up those, he can look way better. I just still don't think good enough. So I'm going to be on the Saints side here.
What about the under? This one feels kind of like a 23-16, 21-16 kind of game to me. And that's, right floating on the under for me. That's my lean right now.
I like the under for the other game. This one, I like the over, but I don't like this total at 39.5 because, like you said, I can see this game going either way. I can see this being a 24-13, and you're like, come on, kick a field goal. Let's just get me to my over. But I could easily see this, being lopsided in New Orleans' favor, and they get the majority of the total here because of mistakes, pick sixes, things like that, short fields, bad punts, whatever it is. But I like the over in that game, but I don't like the total. So I'll just kind of avoid it.
Fair enough. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Scott Bogman at 8:15 Eastern will be glued to the television set. Don't call him. Don't text him. Although he might send you the occasional reel at halftime. That's something I have learned about my friends.
Halftime, yeah. Halftime, I go to reels on occasion. I find some funny ones from the game, and that's when I will send them to you. So more during the Texas game than the Steelers game.
I've sent you some pretty good ones lately. I think
you've been sending some killers. So and you always know when they go back to you, it means I just sent them to everybody on my list. So that's how good they are. If you get it again,
wait a minute, I sent this to you. Why am I getting it?
You just did that to me today. I sent you one, and you sent it to me. I'm like, Joe, I sent you this one, but
I wasn't 100% sure.
Am I the only one you send them to, or do you send them to a bunch of
people? No, I've got a small group now. Now Derek Brown is in the group of people.
Yeah. I need to get deeper.
You gotta be careful who you send the reels to. Like certain people you can only send certain humors to.
Oh, yeah.
You and I have.
Oh, yeah. You're a 100%er. You get all of them. Yeah. So there's not one that I think would offend you. And if it, I mean, come on. If it does, I think
it might offend me that I won't share it, but I will watch it and I will laugh.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the Cleveland Browns game here. So look, Cleveland handled its business in week 1. Pittsburgh Steelers, look, I thought they were going to show up in that game last week against San Fran. They did not. Now, I am fascinated to see how they bounce back. In fact, today on the look ahead show that we did, the early one, I said, look, this Pittsburgh game for week 3 against Vegas, I am holding out reservations on that one. I want to see what Pittsburgh Steelers team shows up tonight, and then I'll have a much better beat on that game. So I don't care if the line changes for that one. But this is important here because this is an in-division game. So last week, out of conference, whatever. This is different. So you really got to show up. Now, the Steelers, not very often at home, are underdogs. They are underdogs in this game. And they were underdogs last time, and I like them. I want to learn to love again. +2 over at DK. If you like Cleveland there, the -2.5. It's -104 over at FanDuel. The number is 39.5 on FanDuel, but you get 38.5 on Sugar House, which is why I use BP, which is why you use the app so you get the best possible line you can. And Caesars has the Steelers to win outright at +115, which to me, I think is the best bet on the board. But Scott Bogman, put your fandom aside as you always do. Let's talk business here. Your thoughts on this game and these lines?
I mean, if the Steelers are getting points at home on Monday Night Football, I'm going to take the Steelers at home with the points. That is basically my rule for this game. This game, I don't know. I think it's going to, what I like better is the under. I think this is going to be a slugfest of a weak Steelers offensive lineup against a very, very much improved, and it went from a weakness to a strength Browns defensive line. When you add Zadarius Smith, Okoronkwo, Shelby Harris, the big guys in the middle, all with Myles Garrett, who is doing, crossovers before he just ripped apart the Bengals offensive line last week. I think that is scary. And the Steelers defensive line, even without Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton showed out really well in the game, even though it was a horrible loss. He played well in that game, and we know TJ Watt is a monster. So I think both those lines make it tougher to score. It makes you get that ball out a little quicker, puts pressure on QBs. So I like this game to be a lot of field position crap with, turnovers being enormous in this game. So I don't really want to pick the side of the game. I'd rather go with the total, and I'd rather go with the under.
Fair enough. Makes a lot of sense. Don't forget, everybody, make sure that you set your BP line alerts, because that is a very important thing to do. You want to make sure you're following, getting all the notifications for every time there's line movement. So as you can see, some of the line movement is going to happen after tonight's games. All 4 teams here, something's going to happen. There's going to be injuries, going to be all kinds of different things potentially going back and forth. So make sure you set those line alerts. You could do that on the BP app. And don't forget to sync all your sports books as well. Sync them up, get the best looks you can, the best house money you can, and go start betting smarter, not harder on the BP app. You can also track all your bets too, which is very important, so you know how things are going. A better week 2 for me. Week 1 was always wacky, but Bogman, my favorite bet yesterday that I cashed, which was just a gimme money bet. There was a bet on FanDuel, a special. Micah Parsons to get a sack and the Dallas Cowboys to win at +125. So Joey P put a bunch of units, a bunch. I'm not going to say exactly how many, but a bunch of units. And Joey P is a happy boy.
Booker T units.
Well, that was just like, hey, would you like to double up your money? And I said, yes, I would. I said, yes, I would.
Yeah, look, man, that was Zach Wilson.
Well,
it's going to be better days.
Specials like that, you take them. You take the specials like that and you roll with them, because you have, like, what are the chances of those two things?
There's a reason that you have those specials. It's to get the suckers in early on the season, so they deposit their money, double up real quick, and then give it right back. Yes, I understand.
You call me a sucker?
look, if you already have money in there and you don't take it, you're a sucker.
Well, take advantage of the silly things like that exist. And it popped up Sunday morning in the middle of the TV show, and I said to my partner, I was like, "You're not going to believe what I just saw pop up."
Dude, I can only think of inappropriate comparisons, so I have no good comparisons here. But
here's a question from Robert. What props do you guys like? Well, I'm glad you asked,
let's
Robert,
get into it,
because that's what we do next. So let's take it over. Let's start here with the New Orleans game. We're going to go back. Why don't you go ahead and let's start with Derek Carr. Over 230.5 passing yards. You're in on this one at -15. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, look, I like the fact that Derek Carr took deep shots last week. You saw it was the Raiders and everything. Or no, who did the Saints play? I can't remember who they played.
Oh, Saints played the Titans last week.
That's who it was. So they took some deep shots, and Derek Carr was second in ADOT last week. So I really like that. We saw J.C. Horn go down for the Panthers. He's placed on IR already, so they already have a little bit of a weakness at corner with no J.C. Horn. So I like him to keep throwing that ball deep. Good safeties in Carolina, but they're going to be probably playing up to stop that run game of Jamal Williams. So I like Derek Carr to take some deep shots. Michael Thomas could have a nice game here. Rashid Shaheed could catch a big one. We know Olave is going to be productive and will do most of the damage. But yeah, I really like Derek Carr to throw deep in this game, and just moving forward, it seems like they've got a plan with him.
All right, next year is Juwan Johnson, 23.5 receiving yards, -120. You like the over or the under?
Yeah, I like the over on this one. And I got to say, on these Monday Night Football games, yeah, there's a decent amount of bad juice. So I was just looking for normal juice on some of these. Like all the unders were like -150, 180, stuff like that. So
I have a theory of why that is. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. My theory is because they know there's the 2 games. They know they're getting more action on it. So they could take advantage of the fact people want to be involved because there's 2 games. I think
people want to pick overs. Why do they want to pick overs, Joe?
Because life's too short for unders, Bogman. Can we get that shirt made? I'm gonna message them right now. The merch. We have a merch channel. Life's too short for unders. Go ahead. Get to the next one.
To bet the unders. Yeah, Juwan Johnson over 23.5 receiving yards. Look, he was targeted last week. I think that he is going to be again, and I just like this total for him. I didn't hate the anytime touchdown for him either, but touchdowns are finicky. It's more likely Jamal Williams or Chris Olave for the Saints, of course. So I'd rather go 23.5. You know me, Joe. If you give me a low total on a tight end or running back receiving, I love it. I got a couple more low totals in here as well, but this is one of my favorites right here is Juwan Johnson.
So after Johnson, Miles Sanders, 2.5 receptions. What do you think the over on this one? Because you're getting +145 on it.
Yeah, +145. I expect them to be losing. Hayden Hurst had a lot of receptions last week and was only on the field for 50% of the time. Maybe he's going to see more time on the field, but if he keeps the same, who are young quarterbacks looking for in this outlet? It should be the running back, a decent amount. So I really like this one. It's plus money, and it's only 2.5. He had 4 catches last week. They're involving him. This is my favorite one on Monday night. I'll say that is Miles Sanders over 2.5 receptions plus on the juice. I love it.
Now, of course, you always know on the show, Bogman, I love. Oh wait, we were just talking about me making money on defense. Well, sometimes the defense is the way to make money because they throw you the plus money on those because they're like, oh, no one's really betting these. You don't really get a lot of the people. Most of the people just see offense and that's all they understand, but not Bogman and myself. So Scott Bogman, you got to have at least one, and not 2 perhaps defensively for us tonight.
I got my Zach Cunningham one by the skin of my teeth on Thursday night, but I got it. So
you did.
These 2, I'm taking one under, even though life's too short. I am taking one under.
Well, it's okay. The one under I took last week was stupid Drake London, and look what happened to that. Oh, miserable. I was like, well, that's a lock. He got 1 target last week. Even if it gets better, he can't possibly hit 48. Well,
yeah. Well, they involved him, but you could have taken the under on Pitts and still hit it. But yeah, I expect, in this game, I expect New Orleans to win. You have the rookie quarterback. I think he's going to turn the ball over. But what we saw a lot, especially this Sunday, Joe, we saw a lot of big, huge differences in time of possession. And I think that this is a game that we could see that big time of possession flip towards the Saints. Because of that, give me 1 over and 1 under in tackle totals. I like Frankie Louvu over 6.5 tackles and plus assist at -105 for the Panthers. I think they're going to be on the field, the Panthers defense, for over 30 minutes of this game, over half. So I think that there's more chances for him, which means I think there are less chances for a guy like Demario Davis. So I took the under 7.5 tackles and assists for him. That is even money on that one. he had 10 tackles last week. He had 9 solos and 1 assist. Demario Davis is a tackle monster, but if it's the Saints running the ball down the throat, controlling clock, couple turnovers as well, stuff like that, they're just going to have the ball for so much more. I think that Demario Davis might not get to that total. So that's why I like the over for Luvu and the under for Davis.
All right, let's switch gears to the other game here. Let's go back to Cleveland and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you have for us in this one? You got any receiving props potentially for us?
Yeah, let's start with that one. I got 2 receiving ones. I have a David Njoku over 35 and a half receiving yards. That's minus 115. The reason I like that one is because Amari Cooper, I mean, we hear conflicting reports, right? Maybe he's going to go, maybe he's not. He ain't going to play every snap. We know that. So
Right.
he is going to be
on a. Is Joe Buck an NFL insider now? Because I heard that was the weirdest alert I've got on my phone all weekend. Basically, was Joe Buck says Amari Cooper's going to play. Well, okay. Why is everyone else saying he's not?
Stefanski said he might play. I guess that's what Joe Buck is going. I don't know who is right.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. The Steelers are weak over the middle. We saw that with their safeties last week. If you're putting a safety on Njoku, he's going to catch the ball. So 35 and a half, I think, is a low total for him. And then Jaylen Warren over 2.5 receptions is getting plus money. I think you gotta, with a defensive line as good as Cleveland, getting the ball out fast is going to be the name of the game. We saw Najee and Warren pretty much split. It was a lost game, so you can't take it, all for a 1-for-1 for this game. But it was pretty close to a 50-50 split in snaps. So I think 3 dump offs to Jaylen Warren is probably pretty easy, especially if they are losing, like the books are saying, late in the game. So I like Jaylen Warren to get over 2.5 receptions, and we get the plus juice on that at 145. So I like that one a lot.
The Deshaun Watson rushing total over, I bet already a few days ago. To me, that was the best one on the board there. I mean, I just think he's going to get loose for more than 23. 23 and a half, I think is what I've looked at. So, I mean, to me, lock it in. I know he had 45, and I'm trying to copy and paste week 1 necessarily, but I just think he's going to have to get out there in space.
Scrambles. He needs to do that because
TJ Watt's
been
going to be
inaccurate.
Up his rear end, and he hasn't quite figured it all out yet. And if Cooper is out, look, you're going to have to make some plays here if you're Deshaun Watson. But we always talk about this. Guys like that, they can get it. They can get that number on almost 1.
Sure.
So, you figure he can get out there 3-4 times, maybe even 5. That number should be a lock. So I think that's crazy, especially if you go back even look at last year. Towards the end of the year, he was above those numbers. But you've got a Deshaun Watson one too. What are you looking at for Deshaun tonight?
Over half a pick is plus 120. Over half a pick for over half an interception for anybody coming into Pittsburgh to play on Monday Night Football. I like that number, 1 pick. So, this ain't Aaron Rodgers we're talking about. So he's been pretty inaccurate. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of pressure, Highsmith and Watt all over him most of the night, which is why I like the under. So let's say that he throws one. It doesn't even have to be his fault. Could be tipped. TJ Watt loves to bat balls down at the line. He loves to sit at the line and grab one as well. He does that to Joe Burrow like every single time we play the Bengals. But I love that one. I think that's my second favorite. I think Miles Sanders is my favorite over 2.5. I think the Watson pick is my second favorite because I think it's going to happen, and it's plus money. I love those plus money ones.
Yep, gotta love the plus money. Speaking of plus money, Boggs, we do like the anytime touchdowns too. So let's talk about that one here. Anytime touchdown scores. You've got not 1, but 2 of them tonight in this game, eh?
Yeah, look, these are dart throws, right? So we have, normally we're going to do 5 because we only have 1 game on Monday night, but this week and next week we've got 2. So we're giving you 10. I'm going to take some dart throws in the late game. How about Eli Moore? Plus 275 to score. Amari Cooper on a pitch count or hurt or whatever it is. He's not going to be 100%. We know that. Eli Moore against Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson sucks. He showed us that last week. Can't stand him. Can't stand any of this Steelers secondary right now outside of Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I think that Eli Moore could easily score here. And then Kenny Pickett, I just like the juice here. Plus 550 to dive in. They get down to the 1, fake one to Najee, run it in. I could see him running one in. And, they haven't really let him do it because Matt Canada loves to run this like barely post high school offense of the same damn 6 plays from 4 different sets. It makes me so
Friday Night Lights. Maybe there'll be a jet sweep tonight. Who knows? We'll see.
My God, dude, don't even start with me on that.
Hey, I like to run. You know what I run on the flag football games on the Saturdays? We run a nice little jet sweep.
You know what? It's making me so mad.
Wait, hold on. And then we have a nice little variation of it where we do the fake jet and then we hand off on the other side.
It's
and it
more
works every
complicated
time.
than what Pittsburgh does already.
I know.
So
And then we have another version where we do both and then we throw. So we have a lot of, I run a very sophisticated flag football offense for the 12U.
It makes me so mad. But yes, I mean, it is basically LSU's offense or Ohio State's offense out of here for Pittsburgh. It's sad, but if you get down to the one, Kenny can run, and they should let him run more. It's a tool in his tool bag. You shouldn't be. If you're not going to have a lot on offense like you did against San Francisco, let the kid do it. Let him run his own plays. Let him run when he sees things breaking down. Let him be Kenny Pickett. Let him be the guy that you drafted. So plus 550, 5 times your money. I'll take a shot on that for not many units, maybe half a unit, whatever it is. Well, whatever you're betting, throw a little scratch on that. See if it pans out. 5-1, I'll take it.
All right. Remember, you can follow us over there too, bettingpros.com/Joe/Bogman. Also, don't forget too, we got the NFL contest going on too. We're going to be giving away free stuff. Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey we're giving away. We're giving away premium upgrades to Fantasy Pros, to Betting Pros, and swag, hats, t-shirts. Who knows what you could possibly win here every week, every month. And of course, the big season-long prize JSN jersey. All you have to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, and that's it. Click the bell till it goes ding. Very simple things here, but join at bettingpros.com/NFL contest, or you could just go to the Betting Pros app, click community tab, and then boom, there it is. NFL contest. Join it. Let's take a question here before we get out of here for today. And that question, let's go with RJ's question here. How do you like Jamal Williams over 1.5 receptions? It's a low number. What do you think, Boggs?
Yeah, I like that one too because there's not a lot at running back outside of Jamal Williams. Taysom Hill is basically the backup right now. Kendry Miller is another questionable game time decision type guy. So yeah, I like that. I think Jamal's going to play most of the snaps. So depends on what the juice is, because I might have seen that one and the juice was pretty bad. If it's like -140, -150, I don't really like taking those that much because you're not getting enough for your risk. But it seems like it should be able to hit. So I do like the bet itself.
There we go. Hope you all hit tonight. Hope you have a great day. I certainly hope that the Pittsburgh Steelers win for Scott Bogman. Otherwise, tomorrow's going to be a tough day at the office around here. Don't forget to like the stream, share, subscribe to Betting Pros. YouTube channel's blowing up. We love all you. We really appreciate you hanging out with us, talking football every night. And look, we'll be back again on Thursday. So don't forget, Monday nights, Thursday nights, right here, talking football. Joey P and Scott Bogman. It doesn't get any better than that. It just doesn't. So join us for all of it. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. Enjoy the double dip of Monday Night Football.
See ya.